Hey out there, how are y'all? Good to see you. I'm Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru. And y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using ancient wisdom so that they confidently and courageously live the amazing lives they know they deserve. Hey, y'all, it's all about walking in our power, accepting who and what we are unapologetically, and it's Friday. It's Oshun's Day. How are y'all doing? Oh my goodness. Azizi's here. What's up, Azizi? Welcome, my sister. How is everybody out there? Oh my gosh, y'all, we need to talk today. What's going on with you all? How is everybody? I wanted to get on this evening as I do on all Fridays. Hello, how are you? Alafia. I want to get on and talk about Aquarian tea in the house. What's up? Um, Libra season, y'all. Oh my gosh. Ooh, yeah. Y'all know I'm doing everything I can to stand strong. All right. It's taking a lot of work every morning. I'm having to work up and get on this spiritual grind. What's up? Miscellaneous B. How y'all doing? And so, yeah, it's like, let's talk. Let's really get on here and talk about what we going to do. What we going to do right now, y'all. I also want to talk about initiation. This is a topic that is coming up quite a bit. People are asking me about initiation. And so I just really want to talk about that and help people to understand what is it that you need to do to initiate, what is initiation, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, let's talk. How's everybody doing? I see Aquarian tea is coming in here with that energy every day, all day long. Aquarian tea. Okay, y'all. So I started off on Monday with my inner circle, and I do invite you to join my inner circle. Women only. Women only. Bruvs, if y'all want a reading, y'all can get a reading from me. Okay, I do readings for everybody. The inner circle is just for the sistren. Okay. And so I started talking to them on Monday about one of the things I love about Libra season. Yeah, we hit Libra season on the 22nd, whenever day that was. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, we hit Libra season, and I was like, this is one of my favorite seasons because Libra has to do with contracts. This is what I was telling my inner circle. Libra has to do with contracts. And so we all get to renegotiate our contracts and agreements. What have you agreed to in your life, y'all? If you want to know, you just need to look at what you have. Okay. So even the things that we say no to, if they stay present in our lives, then we really have said yes. Hello, everybody. How are y'all? So good to see you. Okay, Azizi already dropping the mad wisdom. I do want to let the sister know I'm going to be hosting, just really quickly, I want to tell y'all this. I will be hosting a women's healing circle um, on this Sunday. It will be at 6:30 Eastern Time, which would be 3:30 Pacific Time. And my goal is to, first and foremost, to send some healing energy to Breonna Taylor. It's just so much energy on her name right now. And so we want to just help her to make sure, her soul is not feeling weighed down heavy. We're helping to clear her energy. But what my guides, and my guides are sacred feminine energies. What they said is, oh no, y'all not going to just send this energy to Breonna Taylor. We're going to have the women do some healing work on themselves. And so I'm asking you all to come join me in this healing circle. I will be putting up a link after I get off. I was working on it, and yeah, I didn't save it and hit some button and poof, it's gone. So I have to create a new landing page so that you all can sign up and get the link. It's free, doesn't cost anything, but I don't want to put it out there for just anyone to come and show up. Yeah, because it's just for women. Anywho, look for that information. Women's Healing Circle this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Time. 3:30 Pacific time. And I am going to have some of the women who initiated with me, talk about initiation, who initiated with me, they're going to be on to help do some healing work. And I'm asking the spiritual aspirants, if any of there's spiritual aspirants out there who work with me, even the ladies in my inner circle, if you show up, I'm going to ask you to be helping to hold the energy. Yes, all of us got to do this work together. So I was talking about Libra season. Hello, hello. How's everybody? Yay, it's so good to see everybody. Hello, Tina, Paula. Let's see, is anybody else? So I was talking, as I was saying, I was talking to the ladies who are my inner circle on Monday about how Libra season is a time for us to renegotiate our agreements and our contracts. So one of the things to understand is, as humans, the way this human incarnation is set up, the way we attract our reality to us is we make agreements. We say, okay, yes to that. Even the things that we sometimes feel like we're not saying yes to, we're saying yes to because they're in our lives, right? And so during Libra season, I have figured out, because Libra is a sign that has to do with contracts. Everybody's always like, okay, it's time to talk about relationships. Okay, let's talk relationships. All right. And then we'll move on. Yeah, our relationships with other people, it's so important, and people want that love interest, that boo thing or whatever, you know. But let's think about this. A lot of times, whatever we're experiencing in our lives, it's about, what is my relationship with that thing. See, this is taking the meaning of an energy, which is Libra, and seeing how far can we expand out this meaning. So yes, we need to be looking at our relationships, but oftentimes, even if we're looking at our person to person relationships, it's telling us something about ourselves. Ask yourself, who am I in most relationships? What do I show up as in most of my relationships? And you can think about that title people give you. Well, whenever I need help, I know who I can call. Whenever I need an ear, whenever I need somebody to give me some whatever, some money, I know I can call this person for fill in the blank, you know? And so we really do have to look at our relationships with other people. It will, in fact, tell us something about ourselves, all right? Especially if you got issues with other folks. It's really, and I know it's so cliche. I know. When you're pointing at a person, you've got three fingers pointing back at you. That's really how I have been married for 26 years. Just said, you know what? As soon as I point my finger at my husband, like, you know what? Let me tell you, this is what he does. I'm like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. These three fingers, they pointing back at me. Okay. Before I say something to him, I want to see, can I find that same thing in me? It may not look the same, but I want to see if I can find that same thing in me. Typically I can, right? Okay. So yes, Libra is about relationships, but I also want us to think about, what's our relationship like with food? What's our relationship with money? What's our relationship with our destiny? All right. I would love to hear that from you all. What is your relationship with your destiny? Do you sit around like, I love my destiny? Whatever my purpose is, I was put here to do. I'm in deep connectedness to it. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, I used to be one who was ashamed of her destiny. I just be like, okay, just right here at the house, all right, or quiet one-to-one conversations with people who thought just like me. I didn't want everybody to know, right? So my destiny was like, oh, is that how you feel about me? You gonna be hiding me in the closet? Really? Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I'm not gonna make myself manifest in your life. Okay. So relationships, y'all, let's expand this thing out. Let's take this thing out. Some of us need to be looking at our relationship with food. Now I bring up food because this is my thing. I've been working on my relationship with food for a very, very long time. Okay. So it's like, you have to ask yourself, if you're a sugar addict. I'm talking to me. All right. That used to be my thing. I literally had to come to terms with the fact that I actually have a relationship with sugar. It's like, oh, you know what? I don't feel well, so I'm going to call my little boo thing sugar. And I would eat sugar, and then my teeth were all messed up. I was on the road to being pre-diabetic if I wasn't actually there. I think I got to pre-diabetic stage. It never was diagnosed, but I think I did get there. Yeah, the weight. Oh my God, the weight was like pouring on me, right? And then finally one day I was like, you know what? I have a bad relationship with sugar. We're like totally dysfunctional. We need therapy. And the therapy that I gave sugar was called intermittent fasting, right? So this thing on relationships, y'all, this is largely how we live. Like so much is about relationships. But also it's about agreements and it's about contracts. And so this is contract renewal season. Give it up. Give it up. Y'all didn't know you were showing up for contract renewal season. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to consider, what new contract do you need in your life? Is it with another person? Now, this does not mean that we got to just take the baby and throw out, throw the baby and the bathwater out. All right. I'm not saying that. Some of y'all will. Some of y'all will be like, you know what? It's relationship season, renewing my relationship with you. I don't want to be with you anymore. But sometimes it just may be, we need to talk about how we're both showing up. And even if the other person doesn't show up, you can let them know. New way of showing up, boo. New way of showing up. Doesn't have to be love relationships. I think to myself, I have a lot that goes on with relationships, but it's with friendships. I've been married 26 years, right? So I don't think so much about romantic relationships, even though me and my husband, we got to work on our relationship. There's no doubt about it. But a lot of times it's me navigating, say, for instance, relationships with the people who I work with. One time they wanted to like literally do an intervention on me because they were like, you're mean. And then they finally said, oh, she's just going through perimenopause. I did have to tell them, yeah, I'm going to show up and be a lot calmer and nicer because I know I'm being mean to y'all to a certain degree. I didn't think I was being mean. I thought I was being direct. But I did have to really start working with myself to show up better in those relationships. It's not just about love, right? But some of us need to look at our relationship with money. Like, are we doing that thing with money that we do with our destiny? Like, I'm scared of money and, you know, I don't know about money. Money, it's like all this negativity. So when we're thinking about someone we care and love, like, do we really like hanging out with people that's like, oh, I'm so scared, or I have so much anxiety around this person. That person would be like, if you have that much anxiety around me, I'm not going to come around you because I don't want to do you like that. And so some of us are doing that, right? Some of us really and truly need to look at, what have we agreed to about ourselves? Like, we think the worst of ourselves and we're okay with that. And I say, let's not do that anymore, sister. Let's not do that anymore. Okay? Let us develop a better relationship with ourselves where we feel like, I am so beautiful. I love myself. Mwah. Oh, I love myself so much I can kiss myself, right? It's like, I just dig me. I dig me. And you dance with yourself, right? And you write love notes to yourself. How many of us have a good relationship with ourselves? Some of us need to develop a relationship, a more intentional relationship with our higher self. We walk through the whole day talking to everybody, but our spirit self. It's like, hey, gorgeous. Yeah, I was trying to tell you don't go left because, yeah, that little accident. So now it's a traffic jam. Dang. But you won't listen to me. Like, I really want to be in relationship with you, right? So this is our time where we can begin to look at our relationship. And I love this book. It's called The Four Agreements. Tell me, have you heard The Four Agreements? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Tamaya, what's up? Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad you're here. I have not heard from Tamaya in a while. Hi, Latasha. Let's see here. Is there anybody else who's commented that I haven't spoken to? All right, Tina. Yes. Thank you, Tamaya. I appreciate you. Azizi, I'm accepting my destiny, kicking and screaming. Hey, you know what? It's better to kick and scream than not say anything at all. Just be like this. I don't see my destiny. Like, I don't really see it. Kick and scream. Kick and scream is easy. All right, Queen. Kick and scream. Chula. Yes, Chula. How are you? Oh, I got to show y'all this wand. So So Chula has a Patreon, and I subscribe to her Patreon. And one of the things she sends you is a wand. I thought it was something different. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Mm. That was some goodness right there from the mothers that I just, you see that, Chula? I didn't even give that other wand to those little girls. I'm so bad. I was like, no, I don't know if I can give that other one away. I'm going to have to hold this one. Um, but wand power, exactly. So, what did Tamaya say? It has totally shifted how I exist in the world. Yes. Yes, that book is phenomenal, Tamaya. That book is phenomenal. So, what we're going to talk about today, just really quickly, is the first agreement. Because when we start talking about how we're going to um, make these changes, one of the things we have to do is we have to say, I am impeccable with my word. That is the first agreement. And so, and that agreement alone is one of the ones that just made me say, I've got to read this book. Because think about it. When we say we're going to do something and then we don't do it, if we are living according to this one agreement alone, um, I am impeccable, or be impeccable with your word is what it says in the book. Be impeccable with your word. Then you feel uncomfortable when you say, I said I was going to do A and I'm not doing it. You feel very uncomfortable with it. Okay. And see, an agreement is our word. That's really what it is. We have expressed through something, some kind of communication, we have agreed to this thing. Now, what I'll say is a lot of us have agreed to what Vishen of Mind Valley calls the culture scape. The culture scape says A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And, we're just agreeing to it. I would love to hear from y'all to find out what are some of the things that the culture scape tells us that this is how you should be. And so many of us, because the way things are set up as children, we just buy into it lock, stock, and barrel. We don't question it. Yeah. And so we end up thinking whatever was programmed into us is true. And think about especially certain things that were said to you about you. One of the things I was thinking about the other day is how there's always been this thing about me where people call me big. Like I've always thought I was big. And so it's even here at 50, I still have to like guard against myself thinking, oh, I'm just like so overweight all the time. It does not matter how much I weigh. I always think I'm overweight. And it's because something has been implanted in me. Well, just people saying this to me when I was young. And it's not even just the first 7 years. It could be even up to 15, 16 years. Do y'all know, I find pictures of myself from when I was a girl and I look completely and totally skinny. I'm like, I remember this picture. I completely remember thinking I was the biggest girl in the picture, totally skinny. I'm like, oh. So I was thinking the other day after the Monday call that I had with the inner circle, and we were talking about this very topic. I was thinking about, it just came to me. And that's another thing I want y'all to know. When you decide you're going to make a change, a lot of stuff will come up. And it seems like it's coming up to deter you. But what holds you in your current place in life, your current position on the energetic matrix, is you have to release it in order to go to the next place. What got you here won't get you there. So you've got to let go of stuff. And so it'll come up and it'll feel scary. Like, oh, well, I said I was going to make a change, but maybe I shouldn't because now all this stuff is coming up. But really it's coming up for you to look at it. And for my whole life, I've always had this memory of my family, and they're good people. So it's not like I was bullied or anything, but they would say things like, I would eat and I would not want my brother to drink my drink. Even if I wasn't drinking it, I didn't want him to drink it. But they would just always sort of talk about how I wanted food. And it almost felt like I was like this greedy little baby, right? Just want to eat, right? And maybe I was. But when I really look back on it, it's like there's no pictures of me being overweight. But the culture scape gave me this. And then if I hang out with a whole bunch of little petite people, I'm not super tall, but I'm not super short. So I was always like there's not a lot of women who are taller than me. I was always like this towering over people, and all the other girls like seemed so small and cute. And I just always felt like this big Amazon. Or even like, how sometimes we talk about German women. German women, they got girth on them, all right? They strong, right? That was a stereotype. I'm sorry. I have a friend who has German in there, and this is how we talk. Anyway, so as that came up, because one of the things I'm working on is slimming my body back down to a size that I find to be desirable for me. And that came up, and I was like, oh, I've agreed to being the big girl. I've agreed to it. Even though it may not be true, I have agreed to it on some level. And it's because of the culturescape that has come to me. So I want y'all to really think about, what has the culturescape sent to you about you that you agreed to, that you need to say, you know what, contract renewal time. That's what we're doing. Now, we're headed towards this full moon in Aries. Okay, that's going to be on October the 1st. So right after that full moon, that would be a great time. Like right now is a good time to be identifying what are the agreements and perhaps what changes need to be made. And then you can use that waning moon time after the full moon to begin to do some releasing work. Yes, you might cry. All right, you might cry. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable, but it will be worth it. I've done so much crying this year because I'm releasing. Like sometimes I cry so hard, it's like I can feel it in my skin. I'm like, oh, that was a good one right there. I got out so much. And I don't know if y'all know about EFT, where you can tap. It's really one of the best techniques to help release, but also you have to tap in what you want to be there, okay? And so a lot of times I'll cry. I'll just start talking like, I am so upset. I keep trying to, do this exercise thing and watch what I'm eating and everything. And it's like, ever since I got older, it seems like it takes so much for me to lose weight. I just start going through it. And then I'll start thinking of something. It's like, and I remember they called me a fat baby, which they didn't say fat baby, but it was how they made me feel. Oh, I wasn't, and I don't know. And I'm like, well, they really didn't mean it. And, when I really look at the pictures, I don't even know what they were talking about. And like, it doesn't mean anything to me right now because I get to choose how I'm going to look. It's like you have to put in something good. Don't just cry out the negative. It's good, but you definitely want to replace it. So that's something that I'll offer you all that you can do during the waning moon phase. And then when we get to that Libra new moon, that's when we want to begin to start saying, all right, new contract, new day. Y'all, we don't have nothing to lose. We don't have anything to lose. It's 2020. This is the time to reset. So I don't even remember. I've done so many videos this week. I don't even remember who I was talking to, but just know, this is not the year to think that you're going to be able to just hold the ground that you've been standing on. It's not that kind of show. 2020 ain't that kind of party. It's not that kind of party, y'all. So you may as well go on ahead and reset something. One thing you can leave in 2020 because this is the year to do it. Okay. So, okay, let's see here. What else? And then the way we are going to seal this, y'all know I love Yemanjah. Yeah, tell me if you love Yemanjah then. Do you love Yemanjah? Ah, thank you, Azizi. Y'all so sweet. Oh my God. Y'all are just so wonderful. Y'all know Yemanjah, the goddess, the mother, who everyone thinks she's just the mother. But y'all, let me tell y'all something. Yemanjah fight. All right. Y'all, some of y'all want to know, how do you enhance your relationship? Oshun will attract them. Yemanjah, she knows exactly where to touch him on the inside. That emotional thing to keep him. Okay, y'all don't sleep on Yemanjah. All right, don't sleep. Y'all see, I got on my pink today, representing Urza Lee too. Okay. Anywho, Yemanjah. So one of the Odu that I love talking about is Ed. Ed is an Odu from Nigeria. I'm just gonna start saying it that way, y'all, because I just be getting worn out giving all the credits. But y'all know, if you want to know where the Odu comes from, let me know. So this Odu, it's an ancient spiritual wisdom text. It's called the Seal, and so it represents endings. And so when this Odu speaks, it's time to put a seal on something, y'all. It's time to put a seal on something. All right. And the way we're going to seal this ending of the old and stepping into the new is the 4 agreements. We're going to be impeccable with our word. Okay. We're going to be impeccable with our word. We're going to do what we say we're going to do. And we will, as Azizi said, scratch, fight, cross, kicking, screaming. That's how we are going to move forward. No matter, and the other thing is, it's all a smoke screen. Just remember that whenever something shows up and you feel like, oh, this thing is going to stop me, I don't know if I can get past it. It's just a whiz. In The Wizard of Oz, it's just a whiz, y'all. It's just a whiz. It's just Richard Pryor behind a big mask. All right. That book is amazing. Yes, Paula. Yeah. Love her. Azizi. She's my Yama sister. Okay, let me go back and see what else y'all were talking about. Okay, one power. Yes. You felt it. Good, Chula. The 4 Agreements is one of the best books. And those of y'all in the inner circle, we're going to be talking about the 2nd agreement. Take nothing personally. Take nothing personally. People say I should keep my government job and retire. What? I'm with you. Resounding heck no. Thank you. I think I was made to believe and agreed to be loyal, even if it meant being abused. I think that's something that a lot of women deal with, actually. So, yes, let's talk about how we could perhaps move out of that. And a lot of that will have to do making an agreement with yourself on where you, how you are going. It's called boundaries. Like, okay, I have new boundaries. Nope, you won't do that. And I'm not afraid if you walk. Because guess what? If I said no and you aren't going for that, you got to go. You've got to go. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us need to really, I think a lot of women experience that. I really do. All right. So are we all in agreement that we're going to agree to some new stuff in our lives? Even if it means that we have to face the wizard. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Thank you, Azizi. Thank you. Oh, here we go. I just know we're going to do this. Just a reminder, y'all be looking for the healing circle that we're going to do on Sunday. We're going to heal Brianna. We're going to send some healing energy to her, to Brianna, and we're going to be sending healing energy to ourselves. So be looking for that post. Okay. Now let's talk initiation. As a matter of fact, one of you all, hey, Tawana, how are you? One of you, well, I've talked, I don't know. I have so many conversations throughout the week, but definitely somebody mentioned, they saw I made a post on Instagram in my stories because I'm reading this book, Initiation. I had to read this book for one of my initiations. And so, I don't know, I've just been feeling like I need to read it, largely because that book, this woman was born in the 1800s, and I think she lived through Hitler Germany or something like that. And there was something in the book where there was an awakening that had to happen. And I just remember it feeling like right now, that's where we're in the midst of. There's some awakening that's going to happen, and that it's being caused on the world level. Those of you here in the United States, we feel this thing very deeply. You know, if we were in New Zealand, we might would feel a little bit better. Yeah, let's move to New Zealand. Let's go to New Zealand. They're not going to let us in right now, y'all. They got their country on lock. Okay, so anywho, that was a little fun. It's this worldwide reset that's going to force us And the mothers, and anyone who's watched my videos in the last 2 years or so has heard me say, the mothers say no one will be left behind. So it's either we're going to walk into this enlightenment and this great awakening, or we're just going to be drugged there. That's the message they've been giving me for at least 2 years. And so I've been reading that book because I want to remember. But look, y'all. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Is that not a lot of writing? The good old books, y'all. Whoa. Anywho, I'm going to read that book. But initiation, let's talk about initiation, because it's something that is so prominent on so many people's minds. People so badly want to initiate. And I want to I think I'm just going to have to shoot straight from the hip. As my mama would say, I'd be wrong if I didn't tell you the truth. Initiation will not solve one problem for you. So I really want to start there, because I think people think initiation is going to really change their lives. Initiation will change your life to a large extent if you are doing the work, if you have good teachers, but it will not change your life just because you go through initiation. I think what people are hearing when it comes to initiation is we don't have proper rites of passages. If y'all think about it, I would love to hear from someone who and had rites of passages as children. Please drop it in the comments on the live or the replay. Because most of us have not had proper rites of initiation. And I think people sense that, and they're looking to take their lives deeper. And so a lot of times people think, because that's what we call it. If you think about the Ifa tradition out of Nigeria, that people want to initiate. I don't know about other initiations. There's probably other traditions. I guess since I'm a part of Ifa, this is what I hear a lot. And so what I want to propose to you is there's initiations going on all the time. Think about every new beginning you've had. If you think it's just this thing that's happening, like I just started a new job, no, that's initiation. Okay. Starting a new relationship, that's initiation. When you are called to do, and this is something that we've talked about tonight, when you're called to go from where you are to a higher, more evolved version of yourself, that's initiation. Now, I will say I have no regrets about my initiations. What initiation has done for me, and it is because of the teachers who I initiated under. I have a lot of tools, but the work has all been on me. So my first initiation was into a goddess tradition. It's called the Sacred Feminine Mysteries. And what that helped me to do was, and it's because of how my godmother set this thing up, it required me to do some deeper work, so that largely to clear away all this stuff, all the taming. That's something else that they talk about in the 4 agreements. Who tamed you? It talks about all the taming. And we have to look at how we've been tamed so that we can access our inner wild woman, because a lot of us are disconnected from our inner wild woman. And so we have to do this clearing. And then we have to begin to reset ourselves with something new. The truth. We have to find a way to access the truth. And also we have to find a way to tap into our inner oracle, to connect with the higher wisdom, right? And then there should be some test that we have to go through. It's not easy. Initiation is not easy. But what ends up happening is, as you begin to go through the test, and it is not a test that is given by the godparents. That's what we call them in Ifa. It's not given by the godparents. The godparents may help you to navigate it a little bit, and they only talk to you. You're the one that's got to drive that car. You're in charge of that wheel. But it'll be something that you get tested on. But in that test, and a lot of times it requires sacrifice, not animal sacrifice, not blood. I don't do that. It requires some sacrifice on the initiate's part. And so you have tools. You start saying, okay, what did I learn? What was I given? What was that thought that, Babaji said or E.O. Shinike said? What did they say? Or maybe I'll think about one of the people who are initiating with me, because we're helping to initiate one another, right? And so then it's like, I remember so-and-so went through this and she did that, and I might call her and talk to her or whatever, And so then you start learning how to use those tools. Then you go through the final rites. And when you go through those final rites, it's, yeah, it's like a deep, deep cleanse. Okay. It's a very deep, deep cleanse and rebirthing of yourself. It's like you die and then you're reborn. I think all of us that's asking about initiation probably initiated in another lifetime. And it's so important to do this, right? And so we finish the initiation and you come home, like what I felt, and I've seen it. You go home and you're like, now what? Because you're not initiating anymore. Now you're having to get used to a new vibration, and you're trying to figure out, who am I in this world, right? That has been initiation for me, not once but twice, because I initiated with the same teachers. And so what happens afterwards is now you have to, and what they told us with the second initiation, I initiated into Yemaja and the Orisha tradition. And what they told us is, now go home and initiate yourself and let the Orisha initiate you. And it's like, oh, what is that? What is that? And so then you come home and there's life. It's like the kids need to eat. The husband, you still got a relationship with the husband, or, for people who have wives, the wife is there. And everyone is looking at you like, what you doing? And you're like, I'm different. And then you have to figure out, okay, what am I supposed to do? And that's when the journey begins, right? So I would say, if you could begin to look at life as an initiation itself, and begin to equip yourself with tools, then you will begin to realize that we live in initiation all the time. For me, I'm actually in the middle of self-initiation. Last year, last year, I actually had the opportunity to initiate as a high priestess in the Orisha tradition. It's called Ianifa. And I said, no, that's not for me. No. First and foremost, it just seemed like a lot of responsibility, which I don't have a problem with a lot of responsibility, but it was like, nah, that's some responsibility that I would prefer to not take on. And so I just have been, it's like this energy, the 2020, 2020 is an entity, all right, initiating us. And so I've just been in this huge reset, this huge newness, this huge new stage of life. And I've been using tools that I got through my initiations, but make no mistake about it, I've been picking up new tools that to use also along the way. One of the best tools that I've been using is astrology, or, I've been using, y'all saw me using the tapping. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna find my tool. I don't care what the tradition is. I'm going to be doing my yogic breathing, okay? I'm going to be doing my Buddhist meditation and chanting. I don't care. I will go out and dance underneath the moon, maybe not naked. I really would like to do that, but I don't have no place to do that, y'all. But anywho, I will go out there with the pagans and dance under the moon, okay? In the river. Hopefully there's no snakes. I never care when I'm in the river. I just get in there and I just dance with the river. And so what I will say, though, is what I do think is good about initiation is it takes you outside yourself, because it kind of goes back to what we're talking about with Libra. Folks lack commitment. we lack commitment to our lives. We lack commitment to ourselves. And so when you put your foot firmly on that path and say, you know what? Some of us are like, I don't even know really what EFI is. Like, I really don't know what this is. I just know I hear the call. And I say, put your foot on that path. There is some wisdom that you will have access to by saying, I'm consciously and mindfully putting my foot on the path. That's really what initiation is. I'm consciously and mindfully putting my feet on this path. And so when you do that, it opens up some things. It will require you to release some things, but then new things that cause you to evolve or experience a greater essence of yourself will begin to happen. Okay. So yes, initiation is a great thing. And I hope that I have given you something to think about. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, do the work. Yes. Learn. You just came up learning as you go. Yes. Hey, Anubis. Y'all say hey, Anubis. Hey to Anubis. Initiation. Yes. Equals. All of that is easy. I'm going to pull this up. I know it's easy, so she won't mind me putting that on there. Equals all of that. All of that. All of that. So what do y'all think about what I said? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Yes, Keisha. Yes. January the 20th. Why are you nervous about January the 20th, Paula? Woo. All right, y'all. I'm going to wait and see just a few more minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to address initiation. So many people want initiation. Guess what? We're being initiated as we speak. So yeah, I just wanted to bring these forth to you all. I hope that this is helpful and that, as you can see, I'm into transformation. That's the only thing I'm about. Anybody who works with me, it's like, man, I want you to get results. Now I can't make results happen for you, but I want to make sure that I give you all the tools and the wisdom and the guidance that you can use to begin to make strides in your life. So, yes. Alrighty, y'all. I will be posting, like I said, about Breonna Taylor. I want you all to, the women to join us. Anubis, hold the energy for us. Hold the energy. We need the brothers to be surrounding us with, some nice, strong, protective energy as we women do our healing work in the inner circle. The healing circle for women. Okay. Yes. Okay. Chula, you're cracking me up. She says, can I walk across some coals or something I want to release and transformation and transform? Yes. Okay. You want release and transformation. Yeah. I say for me, the biggest way that I am getting release and transformation is I have decided I'm going to live my destiny. I think more than anything, because y'all have initiated, y'all. Okay. I initiated 2006 is when I finished my first initiation, 2014 when I finished my second initiation. It's 2020. I'm only just now really getting myself together. Now, I will say I have been focused on raising my children very successfully, right? So that I will say that I have done well with that. I've done so many readings on should my kid do this or, should I put him in school here or there or this class or that class because my kids were homeschooled. Like total, my kids are like going to be the ones who are like, yeah, my mom is the one that does all the readings. When all the other kids' moms were holding Bibles, my mom had a deck of cards. So I've used it for that and I have no regrets. But I will say I was very... destiny averse until recently. And going for my destiny has been probably the most transformative initiation that I've experienced thus far and I'm experiencing. So, and it's all on me. Woo, okay. And Azizi's all about initiation. So yeah, that's my point to you, Chula, is sometimes you have to just go for a particular change, and it will cause you to bump up against your edge. And I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons I've cried so much. It's just like, oh my God, I'm moving beyond what I'm used to being. And I'm so uncomfortable. Y'all know I didn't used to get on here every Friday. This has been a part of my initiation. Saying I'm going to show up and not just post a video that I pre-recorded. No, I'm showing up live. I used to think I couldn't do this. And so, like, yeah, this has been an initiation. This is part of it. So just go for something different, but you know you're supposed to do it. And as you bump up against your growth edge, you've got to do something to let it go. And then once you let it go, you're like looking back like, oh, okay, I thought I was like, could never get past this. We can get past it. And then you feel so free. And the more we do this, the more we bump up against our growth edge and go past it and realize, oh, I didn't die. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's glorious over here. I love being over here. Huh? What took me so long to get here? It builds a muscle for you to do that. Sometimes the growth edge is a belief that you have about yourself. I'm telling you, if you feel unworthy, when you start going for your destiny, you will bump up against that belief about yourself. It will almost make you retreat. It has made you retreat because you haven't done it, right? So it'll make you feel like you want to retreat. How do you get past that limiting belief of I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, who am I to think I can do this, all that? What does it take for you to get past it? And that's when you start saying, okay, I'm going to sign up for every class I can sign up for, every video I can watch. I'm going to do, whoever is talking about getting free of limiting beliefs, especially regarding self-worth and self-value, I'm listening to that person, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's just what I've done. So that's part of how we do it. But if you go through, and I don't know when I'm going to do initiation. I just finished initiation. Some of the ladies are on. I'm not going to call their names. They can speak up for themselves if they want to. But yeah, I finished the initiation process that I started for a group of women, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous women. Yeah, I don't know when I'm doing another one. I plan on it, but I don't know when. But just trust, if y'all go through with me, it's all about transformation and release. But it's about transformation on the up level, okay? Let's see here. Paula is in the middle of initiation. Ashe. Nice. The exchange of power for the leadership of our country. I'm telling you, that's initiating me, Paula, right there. I wish I knew my destiny. So, miscellaneous AB, we need to talk about that. That is so good. I think that sometimes the way the culturescape works on us is if you have a destiny that you're not quite used to seeing. Like I didn't know my destiny was to be on YouTube, y'all. I was born in 1970. All right. There was no YouTube back then. Did people even have color TVs? Somebody speak to me. All right, church. So I'm like, I knew I was supposed to do something different, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And so, when you have a destiny that people aren't used to. So if you say, I want to be a doctor, everybody's like, that's it. Go be that doctor. And they proud too, aren't they, Jazz? Miscellaneous AB, they proud of us, right? Y'all want to be a priestess. What? Priestess? No, ma'am. What satanic thing are you doing? No, we ain't doing that, right? And so, I'm on YouTube. I gotta watch what words I'm using. But anywho, so we have to bump up against that. We have a destiny that nobody even really fully understands and knows. We haven't been encouraged in our destiny, but you know your destiny. It's there. I want you to change your the way you phrase that, one of the things I've learned recently is say, I'm open to knowing my destiny, because we just program ourselves. Our words have so much power. Again, going back to this, Four Agreements, Jasmine. I'm sorry, Miscellaneous AB. I'm so sorry. Miscellaneous AB. You will love that book if you feel like you don't know your destiny, because it talks about how, the culture scape, but also this, and be impeccable with your words. We have, and how powerful, like he talks about how much damage words can do, right? And so we have to be so mindful of how we talk, because we have a subconscious. And so we have to say, okay, I'm open to knowing what my destiny is. Because every time we say I don't know, then the subconscious is like, okay, she don't want to know. She don't want to know. He don't want to know. So I am open to knowing what my destiny is. But your destiny is you. You are the destiny. Okay. Woo, you're the destiny. Yeah, I love my Miscellaneous AB. She know I love her. So I'm like, oh, we're gonna work on this for you, okay? But let's start there. And yeah, maybe we can do a little deeper dive or 1970 this way. Jessica, hello, Jessica. That's one of my priestess sisters. Oh my goddess, Jessica in the crib. Yes, I'm so proud of those ladies. Initiation, even if it's not necessarily into the priesthood, is challenging. All of us in the middle of an initiation right now, y'all. Okay. I love this one, Chula. I will walk across the hypothetical coals. Yes, it's so uncomfortable to feel unworthy of what I think my destiny is. Oh, yes. Glad to have this group to talk about it with. Yes, it really is challenging to feel unworthy, but just remember this, Chula. It is the culture scape. It's just a belief. It's just a story that you have. That's it. If you can tell yourself a different story, just like I was telling Miscellaneous AB, just change the words, change the story. And you have to make sure that it's internal. Like, we don't look for people to co-sign on, or do look for people to co-sign on it. We definitely not falling for the people that's like, who you think you are? Just like Azizi said, folks telling her, just be happy with your government job. She's like, what? I rebuke you. No, thank you. So we have to just tell ourselves a different story. And the other thing is, we can't let the culture escape, no matter what, because y'all know it doesn't matter what happens, in November. It's going to be so much that we hear, and I challenge us, please. Oh my God, I feel this. I challenge us. It does matter who comes out victorious, but in a way, it doesn't, because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your destiny. There's no higher thing that's in the physical realm that's going to make stuff manifest that for us. It's only the spiritual realm. What is in the invisible is what makes up the visible. Okay. So I want us to know we are in charge of our destinies. And that's actually why I'm reading this book. It got so stressful. And she wasn't even in that lifetime. She was in some other lifetime that she was remembering. Something happened. And it was like right when somebody was coming in to get them and maybe take them prisoner or something like that, that she completely awakened, like to a whole nother, like she opened to a whole nother dimension where she was untouchable. Like whatever that scenario was, it melted away. This is what we need to open ourselves up to, y'all. This is what we need to open ourselves up to. This pressure that we're living under right now, it's really trying to compress us on the spiritual, positive spiritual level. It's trying to like compress us to the point where we pop and say, forget it. I'm just going to trust spirit. I'm just going to live my destiny. I got nothing to lose by trusting my destiny. I'm not falling for the culture scape anymore. I feel like sometimes I sound so unrealistic, but I don't think this time calls for realism. I'm telling myself, I am only going to be trusting spirit. the mothers, my guides, my ancestors, my destiny, my higher self, my Ori. Right now, that's all I'm doing right now. That's it. Period. Period. So yes, walk across the hypothetical, metaphorical. We'll say metaphorical coals, chula, green. um, yes, I love that. I love that. Mentors are so important and hard to find. Yeah. I will say I do have an inner circle. I probably don't do a good job of helping people to understand that's what I do in the inner circle. I mentor, I coach, and I do everything I can to help y'all to understand what's going on. Um, yes, I am in charge of my destiny. Okay, come on, Paula. Let's say this. We should all repeat that. I am in charge of my destiny. Our destiny is our power. Our destiny is our power. I like that. I'm going to put this up for Aquarian T for Chula Green. I bet if you visualize yourself walking across the coals with your self-care ritual, the soles of your feet will get warm and you will have accomplished what you wanted. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to hear that I've been helping y'all. I'm so happy to hear I've been helping y'all. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie. So you should hold that truth and speak it to drain it out. I love it. I thought it said something else, but yes. Oh. So yes, goddesses, any brothers who are here, everything that is being presented is because your Ori, your higher self, is like, we need to do something about this. Oh, I heard from one of my teachers the other day. He said, when we think about the things that we think, the things that we believe, if it feels uncomfortable, then that's because spirit is showing you it's not true. It's not what you're supposed to hold as true. It's a lie, right? And so that's something else to think about. I feel unworthy. How many of us have felt that way or feel that way? And that feels horrible. And that's because it's not natural to feel unworthy. And that's why it's actually not what other people have said about us. To a certain degree, it's like the truth in me is that I'm valuable and I'm worthy. And I remember coming to this conclusion a while ago. And so when he said that, I was like, I forgot I had come to this conclusion. That's exactly right. When you think something about yourself and it feels horrible, that's because it is in a misalignment with the truth. See, your true self, your essence says, I'm valuable beyond measure. Like, I'm Oshun, I'm Yemonja, I'm Hetaru, I'm Urzali, I'm Saraswati. I mean, do you think Oshun and Saraswati and Ma'at, they walking around like, oh, I'm not worthy? Oh, no. They're like, oh, I know. I'm like, did they put flowers out as I'm walking in the room? Like, is there any flowers that's coming out before me? Am I going to have someone to fan me? Is anyone fanning me? Doesn't everybody love me? Like, everyone loves me, right? And so if someone were to tell them, oh, you ain't worthy, they would be like, I rebuke you. That is not true. I mean, it probably wouldn't even touch them. They were like, someone said, what? I don't even hear that thing because I'm so like in a tune with my value and worth. So it feels so uncomfortable to us because it's a lie. So when you think something about yourself where you don't feel comfortable with it, then you can say, oh, I don't feel comfortable with this because it's a lie. And just be like your little girl. I think we talked about this, your inner girl. Okay, so the truth is I'm worthy and valuable beyond measure. Why don't we make these pivots like this easier, fam? Huh? Why do we belabor this thing? Oh, I don't feel good about myself and I don't feel worthy. And then of course the culture scape is like, yeah, girl, you ain't worthy. We the messages are there. All right, let's just be 100. The messages are there. But after a while, it's like, okay, well, I now know if it doesn't feel right, if feeling less than and ugly and whatever, unvaluable, unworthy, unlovable, feels so horrible, is really because it's not true. Like my inner soul is like, girl, no, do something with that. Get, as Aquarian T said, drain that. um, yeah, that's what we need to accept. We need to drain that and be like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. And that's when we tap our inner girl and we're like, yeah, that's right. I am all that and a bag of chips. Not because anyone told me, but because it's true. It's just true. I don't have to do anything in the world. I could do nothing else in the world. And guess what? I'm amazing. That's what we all need to say. Let's say that right now. I could do nothing else in the world. Just sit here and just be beautiful me. And I'm amazing. Not for any other reason. Just because it's true. Yeah, I'm just like all that. Woot! All right, sisterin. Yes, we're going to keep working on that. We're going to keep working on that. Living my life like it's golden. That's a good song for y'all to listen to. My godmother loves that song. All right, y'all, that's it. We're going to get off. Please join me for Breonna Taylor Women Healing Circle this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific Time. And I will be putting up information for you to sign up for that. Okay. It's not really a sign up. It's just so you can get the link. I don't want to post it public just yet because I don't want a bunch of weirdos showing up. But anywho, me and some of my friends will be on there doing some healing work. But all of us are going to be doing that, y'all. Okay. We're not sitting up high looking down low. We're just going to be facilitating. All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. It's always so amazing, so wonderful to be on here. Oh, good. Good, good, good. You too, Tina. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Y'all got to just put this one up. I love this. Burn the boats to unworthiness. I love that. That's right. Burn the boats, y'all. We leaving unworthiness behind. We burning the boats and we just going to walk in our infinite glory. All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Yes, as usual, I would love it if y'all would click like. I would love it if y'all shared this video with somebody. Also, just remember, if you need a reading, you can go to my website. Y'all, pretty soon I'm going to change how I'm doing things. But right now, the readings are still there. You can go to my website, get a reading. But I would love it if you joined me in the inner circle. That's where I really just do more and more deep dives. I do this all week long with my inner circle. All week long. Not just one time. All week long. I'm on with the inner circle, sharing what I can. It's like not really an incubator. It's more of like a women's healing circle. Yeah. Women's empowerment. Let me say it that way. I would rather say we're more about empowerment, but we do heal too in the inner circle. So I would love it if you join me in the inner circle. You can go to my website, goddessbodymindspirit.com. I love that. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And hope to see y'all on Sunday. Peace.